Okay, when you first get to the website, you're going to be asked about cookies. You have to accept and allow cookies because that's how we know it's you when you go to log in subsequent visits. So accept all. Then down here you just enter in your email address. Like so. And you get this message that tells you it's sent a confirmation message to your email. So your email will look like this. You open it up and you just hit confirm email, and it should take you straight into the online Explicarium like this. Okay, so all the entries from all three of the books from Monster Blood Tattoo are in this system. It's around 1,400 and something entries. And there's many different ways you can find things. You can just go to search and type in something like, say, Europe. And then you can click on Europe and read about her. There's also hyperlinks within the entry. So for instance, if I want to learn more about Fulgars, I click on this and that takes me to the entry on that. So going back, you can look at all the entries alphabetically. For instance, if I click on D, I just see the entries that are for D. And when you get to the bottom of the page, just hit show more and you can see more, and that keeps going. You can also filter by source. So if I go back to all, which means I'm not filtering alphabetically, and I hit source, these are just the entries from Factotum. I can further narrow down the entries from Factotum by, say, showing me just the entries that start with E from Factotum. Going back to all and all books, I can use tags too. So if I want to see a list of alembics, which is a type of script, I can see that. Or if I want to see any of the foods that were discussed in the books, I can click on culinary. So keep in mind that when using tags, the alphabetical tabs or the source tabs, which books they came from, they all work in combination. So for instance here, I'm looking at alemnants that start with A and are in the book Factotum. Well, there is none in the book Factotum that is mentioned. They are mentioned in Lamplighter. But if I go to all books, I can see them. So these filters combine to create more specific kinds of filters. And so you want to make sure that if you want to just use one of them, that you have all the alphabetical listings clicked and all the books clicked as well. Or if you want to use just the alphabetical listings, make sure you have all tags are selected and all books are selected. So as I said, these work in combination. In addition to this, there's an interactive map of the half continent, which you can scroll around, zoom into. There's inset maps. For instance, if I click here, I go to a map of the Brandon lands, which has more details on that specific map. And these maps are from the book. I can always get back to the full map by clicking this button here. And eventually we'll have areas mapped out. There are some test mappings in here, but we're working on getting all the different places mapped in here. So if I type in Brandon Brass or Brandon Town, Brandon Brass, for instance, it will zoom in and take me all the way to Brandon Brass. Okay, that's it. So we're still working on the map stuff, but everything else is still working. So you know, use the glossary for now. The future tab, there's nothing on there because we haven't added anything yet, but hopefully you can get a lot of use out of this. Have fun.